Yesterday I was at the event. It was completely jam-packed. I'd say there were 100 people there. The speakers were great. Greg was absolutely on his A game. I was getting flashbacks of when he used to do talks at the level 1. And I'm sitting in the back, and I'm sitting in a lawn chair. It's just kind of like most of the chairs there are like, your typical venue chairs, folding chairs, nice folding chairs. And I'm sitting in the back, and this guy I've known for many years, for 10 years, walks up to me from behind, and I feel him push on the back of my head with his hand and push my neck down. And so I hold my head down for like 5 seconds, and then I look up at him, and I go, "What's up?" And he's got this really serious look on his face. And he says to me, "Hey, dude, hold on a second." And he pulls out his camera. Let me see if I can send this to you, Caleb. I don't know what your capabilities are of pulling shit up today, but I'll send this to you. And he pulls out his camera, and he takes this picture. And he flips and I stand up, and he flips his camera around, and I look at it, and I'm like, "What's that?" And he goes, "Hey, dude, are those new?" That's my ear, by the way. Look at it. I don't even have really old man hair on my ear yet. And I go, "Is that," he goes, "Is that new?" And I go, "Yeah." He goes, "Like, really new?" I'm like, "Yeah." Like, I mean, I don't look at my back of my ears every day, but what the fuck is going on? And he goes, "Hey, dude, you need to have that looked at." I go, "Okay." And he goes, "Within the week."
Oh, he said it like that?
Yeah, and it's this really smart fucking guy who's very worldly, who I have a shit ton of respect for. Like, I really respect the fuck out of this guy. I love being around this guy. He's cool as shit, and he's smart. And he's a black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. He's just an all around, and he's a voracious reader, and he's always sharing great stories with me. Oh, look at asymmetric ear says ink. So there's a lady, I don't even know her, but she's from, remember when I had that bump on my back and I was freaking out?
Right.
Okay. So the guy tells me, he goes, "Hey, those are asymmetrical spots you have with irregular borders. And you got to have that looked at. That's not good. Like, you want a perfectly round one so you can be like, hey, it's a mole or it's a wart." "Oh, look, you're extra sloppy. I'm a blue belt. You're fine." So there's this lady in the chat who I don't know her, but I just know she, I've exchanged phone numbers with her when I had the bump on my back, and I would send pictures to her, and then she would send the pictures to her mom, who's a dermatologist, right? So I immediately send this picture to her, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then I also send the picture to my mom and my sister. And my sister writes back, "Hey, man, you need to stop drinking." That's my sister's advice. And like, I'm at the bar every night, drunk and shit.
Just partying.
Yeah. And then so I'm sitting there, and then I also took a screenshot of this, and I sent it to my doctor at Kaiser, the dermatologist who froze the wart off my back, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm trying to act cool, like making jokes with the guy who spotted it, like, "Oh my God, I'm gonna die. Oh, yeah, I have cancer." And then I'm like, "Just kidding. I'm not worried at all." But I am worried. I'm tripping. I don't hear a word the second speaker says because I'm Googling melanoma. So this chick from the chat responds back to me, and she goes, "Hey, man, it's a scab." And I'm feeling it, and I'm like, "That's not a scab." And I'm thinking, what do you think I am, some sort of fucking idiot? Like, telling me it's a scab. I know what a fucking scab is. I'm not a moron. So I go to the back where the guy spotted. I'm like, "Hey, dude, can you touch my ear and tell me if that's like a scab?" And he rubs my ear. He goes, "No, dude, that's not a scab." So right back to the girl, I go, "Hey, dude, that's not a fucking scab, dude." So she writes back, and she goes, "Well, get a wet paper towel and wipe it, and and you'll see it's a scab. It'll wipe off, and there'll be blood there." And I write back to her again. I'm like, "No, you're fucking nuts. Like, what are you talking about?" So I sit there for 20 minutes. My mom and my sister are like, "Please keep us posted. It doesn't look good, blah, 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 whatever." So I get up, I get a paper towel. I see I have a little bit of water left in my plastic water bottle that's 95% water and 5% microplastics. And I pour it on my paper towel, and I wipe my ear. And I look at the paper towel, and one of those dots is now on the paper towel. So I jump up,
Oh.
but I'm like panicking. I'm like, oh my God, I just disturbed the cancer. I wiped the mole off. You know what I mean? I'm
I
like,
just
this
cured
shit,
myself of cancer. I just pulled it off of my ear.
I'm like, this shit's gonna spread now. I've disturbed it. I shouldn't have fucking
jeez.
disturbed it. You know what I mean? It's like I stepped on an anthill. Now all the ants are out. I seriously think, oh my God, this is. So I walk to the back where this guy is, right? I'm like, hey, dude, I wiped it and one of them came off. And he goes, give me that paper towel. And he wipes it. At first he goes, don't let that thing get on me. I don't want your cancer. So I take
contagious.
So I take that thing and I put it on my finger, and I'm taking like all sorts of pictures of it from the side and shit, trying to figure out what it is. And then he wipes it and the other one comes off. And right then, Andrew Hiller walks by. He was taking photos at this event. And he says, hey, dude. And I go, what? He knows right away what's going on. He goes, those black marks are from your headset. And I have these Sony headsets that are old as fuck that I use for my podcast. And it was this stuff peeling off.
Okay.
So in 1 hour, I had cancer and I cured myself.
Wow. I would not have guessed that. That makes sense.
I was so happy to text my mom and my sister back. Be like, I'm good. I'm cured. Fuck.
What a roller coaster.
I'm fucking cured. I almost went out and got the COVID vaccine ever since Biden said that the mRNA vaccine not only cures you of COVID, but of cancer. I was like going to run out and get it.
That's right. That's right. He said that. State of the Union.